So apparently, the British Council wants to ban street preaching. Okay. Apparently, there's been some complaints about noise, and the British Council put up some legislation where they want to ban street preaching. Okay. I mean, I could kind of understand if, like, they're in like a neighborhood and they have the bullhorn and, they're interfering with, people's quality of life. Like, if you're interfering with people's quality of life, like, you're not helping people, you're hurting people. Okay. So if that's the case, then they could just have, a certain decibel, like you can't go above a certain loudness. Okay. And you can't do it like in neighborhoods or something, to interfere with people's quality of life. And from what I know, most street preachers are preaching like in public places. It's not really in neighborhoods. Okay. And yeah, I can understand if they're too loud, like they can turn it down. Like, don't blow people's eardrums out. I mean, for the most part, a lot of times I do hear them and they are pretty loud, and they could turn it down a little. So I could agree with that, but a complete ban on street preaching. But apparently there was a big backlash by the Christian community, and they said, you can't go against our religious freedom. You can't, stop us from expressing our religious freedom. And so they uh, they put a they put a stop on this legislation, or a pause or whatever, to figure out what they're going to do. But yeah, apparently they want to, stop people from street preaching. And, they said people were complaining, but I mean, who's complaining? Is it like the one Satanist on the block that's just like, oh, I'm so offended by this Christianity. I'm offended by what he's saying, so you need to ban it. You need to stop them from doing it because I'm so offended. Well, you know what I heard? I just heard a sermon recently, and they were talking about when you're easily offended, that means you're ungrateful in life. Okay? So be grateful, people. Stop getting offended by every little thing that bothers you, that annoys you. Stop getting offended over every little thing, difference of opinion, something that you don't agree with. Stop getting offended by everything. Be grateful in life. Okay, be glad bombs are not being dropped on you, okay? Because you could be in that position, okay? And if you were in that position, you're not going to be, offended by what somebody says, or by these little things. You're not going to be offended by it, right? Why? Because you're going to be grateful that you're alive. Okay, but people are so ungrateful now. They take everything for granted, and they think, oh well, everything is good, so I want more. I want more. I want everything to be my way. And it's like, no, you can't have it your way. Okay, be grateful. Stop being offended by every little stinking thing. Okay, and stop spewing hatred. So anyway, there would the British Council was trying to ban street preaching, and if it would have passed, if it would have went through and passed, street preachers, if they would have continued doing it, they could have faced jail time. Okay, so it's a good thing there was a big public outcry, not even just locally, but internationally, not just in that country, but just internationally. Like, what are you going to do next? Ban singing in churches because they sing too loud? You know what I mean? It just sets a bad precedent to where it almost seems like they're just taking steps to ban Christianity. But anyway, interesting story coming out of Britain. Um, feels like an attack on Christianity. Nothing new, there's a lot of attacks. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this, where they're trying to ban street preaching. I know a lot of people don't like street preachers, not only because they're too loud, but just because it's the wrong place. Some people say, there's a time and place for everything. And, when people are out and doing their own thing is not a good time to, push your word on other people. That's how some people feel. Even Christians. Yeah, I've even heard Christians say that. So, people have points, but again, that's, complaining. That's like complain for everything, or offended. They're offended. So anyway, let me know what you guys think on this. Do you think that they are being fair and they are just trying to cater to the people that are being offended, cater to the people who don't want to hear it? Or do you think they really have something against Christianity? Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.